Hello all. I'm just, this is my video response number one to the Yo-Yo Ma video, which I really enjoyed. Once it got going, 22 minutes of introductions was a little long, but the heart of the matter, what he was saying, what he was showing us as examples was really quite touching. To answer questions, do the arts contribute to creating engaged citizens, developing creativity, and/or encouraging collaboration? I would say yes, a hearty yes. I've been saying this for years, and no one seems to listen. It's very frustrating. I can only comment. I'm coming from a theater artist's point of view, but the arts, especially theater, and I was saying this all week during my disclosures and introductions, I think is the most collaborative art form. And in terms of what people need, for years, from the 90s until now, um, administrators, the public have been saying, we need to teach these skills, these skills, these skills. How are we going to do that? And I keep raising my hand and saying, well, the arts can do this. I mean, to produce a play, especially, and I think this is very important, that um, it's there's an ending, there's a project that we're working up to, an opening night per se, that we're taking this thing, these words, these a play like Hamlet, they're just words on a page, and yet the skills needed to analyze, absorb, reflect, and then create your own world per se is specific to the arts. I know no other art form or no other method that can is so complete that you go from the very specific, the tactile of building a set, building costumes, measuring, using measuring tape, you building things, creating makeup, creating looks, design, very practical things. You have a space that you need to inhabit, a world you need to create. You also have a finite amount of time. You have the beginning of rehearsal to the end of rehearsal, which is opening night and then closing night. Um, and then you've got the whole analytical side that goes along with the design aspects, but then you get into the directorial aspects and the acting aspects. And I think students thrive on that. They thrive with the challenge. They thrive with the aspect of creating, and also then the benefits of performance. That not only have they synthesized and analyzed all this information and created this world, then they get to perform it and show their work. And I don't know how many math teachers, math classes, I love them, but get to their work produced. The same thing goes with English. Yes, there's certain novels we need to read. There's writing techniques that we need to learn. Same with science. They don't get that exposure that the arts can do. The video segment of the sixth graders that Yo-Yo Ma had was brilliant. I don't know, and I guess it should be, and it could be, that examples of student work can be exhibited like that, especially with science, especially with, I don't know, any other project. But it's the arts that are palpable. I love Yo-Yo Ma's the big picture through the small details. Um, that's what we do. We look at the big picture and then focus on technique, focus on the details until the technique goes away and it's just creativity. And I really try to get my students to pick up on that. And I feel very lucky and blessed that I can see where they've gone, and what they've been doing, and there truly are citizen artists. They're good citizens. These, um, I don't know about all, but the ones I've kept in touch with are are actively involved in the world. They care about the world. I don't know if it's luck, but they're involved in politics. They're involved in their community. They're involved with their kids and their friends' kids and families, and they're still creating. I've got students who are in their 40s now who are still creating and still producing amazing work. Yet they're um, very caring citizens, and which I really loved. What Yo-Yo, the citizen artist, citizen musician, one who practices art for life's sake, which is something I totally believe in, and something I've been preaching, not in those exact words, but I'm going to steal those words and use them. I also thought it was really fascinating in the sense of dealing with the edge effect, which I think has profound influences in the sense of that his quote, work for something greater than ourselves. I love that. I just absolutely love that. But again, that goes back to the big picture. Other than the whole aspect of edge effect, the music core piece was just amazing. And so that's what the arts can do. I don't see any other way. Organizations that can take politics, war veterans, and the arts, culture, and bring them together. The edge effect that he keeps talking about, which is very similar to Kelby and especially Sandy did in over the summer, the ecotones. But I loved his how he presented things, and just making people better through the arts. I came into teaching my current position around the same time this was produced in 2013, and I was very much kind of overwhelmed by, the emphasis on STEAM, STEM, sorry, STEM. And I was like, well, what about the arts? I mean, the arts have been doing all of this for years. And you're just now coming up with this acronym of STEM. But the arts, especially theater, because that's where I'm coming from, have been doing this. So I hope that answers the question. Emphatic yes, they do. The arts do that. And I would love to have a discussion. I would love to take this, have a math person or an English person or some other subject matter watch this and have a discussion. I think that would be really fascinating to get a non-artistic point of view, to see where they're coming from, because my brain and our brains work through the artistic lens. And I would love some perspective on other points of view. I don't know. Anyway, thank you all. Thus concludes response number 1. Thanks. Have a good night.